This is the
Yeah.
boring, like, let me tell you about your RFP language and let's put it in the div one.
But that stuff's important,
It is.
and it should not be minimized, you
Well,
know.
I mean, I was watching a presentation today, how to digital twin large construction projects, and it was just so sad to see that they were saying, hey, look, I scan my buildings and I have a coordinated model. I am delivering a twin. And I'm just like, people are eating it up. The industry is eating it up that if I have a model, I have a twin. And you know what? If that's your definition of a twin, if your objective is to have a 3D model that represents a building, then okay, absolutely, you have a twin. But I think you're limiting yourself before you even start, right? Like
That's
I see that having the data driven and having the possibility for analytics and having the possibility for your users and maybe even a pedestrian walking by to be able to interact with your building on their phone, like that's the possibility of a twin. That's the excitement. And that goes so far beyond just a 3D model. And I think our industry right now is just stuck on it's a 3D model equals twin, therefore I need a 3D model that represents as installed conditions.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's just this is just not the case, right? A BIM model is not a digital twin.
No.
Where it becomes a digital twin is when you start to put data to it that allows you to do analysis on it, or you've done IoT. I go back to the old the car analogy. You can take
Yeah,
a car that is 10 years old and it tells you that the door is open with a little digital meter on there. That's a digital twin, right?
I
Now,
know.
graphically, it may show it as just being like a couple of squares on there with a door open, but that is in essence what's going on. You're seeing those sensors come alive and tell you something. You're getting feedback from that
Mm-hmm.
object. And
Mm-hmm.
that's really the important thing. And when you go into buildings, it's so much more complex. But if you've aligned that data in the right way, it certainly can tell you the temperature of that room. It can tell you how much power is being used. It can tell you how often that conference room has been used,
Yeah.
or when those air filters need to be changed, or hey, how old is that, VAV box in the ceiling? Is it ready to, bite the dust? And do we need to order another one? And who should we order it from? Where
Right.
should it come from? What are the specifications on it? So
Yeah.
those are the things that really go beyond a digital, BIM model, in my
Right.
opinion.
Yeah, the model is just one of the tools, right? Like we have all of these tools at our disposal, and sometimes Bluebeam is by far a better tool for me to use to solve my problem than the 3D model. And the same with the digital twin. It's just one of my tools. And in some cases, it is the best tool. But in other cases, it's like, no, I just need data entry because, again, I need to know if my VAV box is on or off, or my light is on or off, right? And so it's just, what are the questions I will be asking or trying to solve with this tool of the overall digital twin, like the system of systems, right? So yeah, we
Yeah,
got
I,
beyond the
and
model. In some cases, I want people to forget about the model completely, so then they don't get stuck on it, and then we can get to what is the ultimate use, and then we can integrate the model where it makes sense, right?
that's right. That's absolutely right. And having that model almost integrated at the back end might be better in some ways,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because now you're focusing on the actual data itself that needs to be,
Mm-hmm.
correctly formatted. As an owner's rep, that's one of the biggest things that we look at is how do we align that data in the right way so that it flows like a thread through every silo?
Right.
And how do you bring that from the beginning to the end? And then
Well,
maybe at the end, we should add the BIM model.
right? I mean, we all have a BIM execution plan on our construction projects, but who has a data execution plan? I've never even heard of it. I have tried to find one on the internet. I've tried to find a data specification. I've tried to find all these things because, again, if that's ultimately what we're trying to do with a digital twin, we should have plans that are outlining what is the information that we are needing. What are the questions we are going to be asking ourselves? Do I need to change my oil? Well, if that's the question, what are the triggers that will tell me yes or no to that answer, right? And then
Yeah,
that will lead to the same thing with the building. What am I going to be asking? And then from there, we will outline how to get there.
that's absolutely right. Absolutely right.